Hey everyone, today I've got your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie review. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell, turtle power! Yeah, it wasn't really that great. And here's why. Megan Fox reunites with producer Michael Bay to play April O'Neil, where she discovers the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and they're trying to take down an even bigger threat that is lurking around, probably in the sewers. And I am talking about Shredder. Megan Fox playing April O'Neil, who I originally, I'm not too familiar with the character. I know she had to dye her hair to play her. At first, since her take on being in Transformers, obviously it was directed by Michael Bay, even though he wasn't directing this movie, which I had originally thought, but it's directed by a different guy whose name escapes me. I just felt like, how can I seriously compare her between being these two different characters? And this one, it feels like she's almost taking on a more serious role. At least that's what her character is like, because she's this reporter chick and she's trying to uncover all these different stories. But I don't know. There was just something about her that, if I heard her scream at least a third or fourth time, I was thinking when she was screaming for Sam Witwicky. I mean, that's literally what I thought. Got Will Arnett, who he doesn't really have that much of a role in this movie, unlike Megan Fox. It almost seems like they were trying to insinuate some kind of love interest, but it never really happened. But, he's still pretty cool. I haven't seen him since, a couple movies ago, but hey, whatever. Ian Fitchner, who, when I did a trailer reaction to TMNT, I was like, okay, this guy, he's reuniting with Michael Bay once again, and I always figure he's just gonna be this bad guy and he's just gonna be up to no good. Let's move on to the Turtles. I originally did not know, I couldn't tell the difference between the guys. I had to actually look it up because I haven't seen the cartoons or gotten into any of the Turtles. I just wanted to see this movie just to see it. You have Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Raphael. Obviously, you can tell who I'm trying to be like. And they're all very cool, but since, growing up, unlike some people, I didn't really know who I was going to end up liking in the end, but I think Mikey ended up being my favorite. He just had one of the best personalities, and I actually liked that about all the other Turtles, was that you could differentiate between all of them, and they had their own personalities stick out. So I really like that. Mikey rides a skateboard in one scene, which I thought was really random but cool, even though they all have their different weapon of choice and they all have their different appearances, and I'm not just talking about their colored masks. The first scene, when you see them all sort of coming together and they're trying to take out the Foot Clan, it was just getting real. The rat guy, Splinter, was looking pretty cool too. I really liked the fight that Splinter had between Shredder, and I thought that was just very well done, at least the way it was shot. It was really cool too. And it just really made him look like a badass. Now, there were some funny parts in this movie, surprisingly. One of the things that really had me going was when April was taking a picture of all of the turtles together, and then Raphael just comes up and says, "Give me the camera." In which, I don't know which one said this next, but then he's like, he's using his Batman voice. I was thinking Will Arnett. It just reminded me of Will Arnett's character from the Lego movie. He must have been around somewhere, I'm just saying. At least it was better than hearing Leonardo say, "We will find you." I was like, what are you, Zod or Liam Neeson? Way to go, Johnny Knoxville. Which was also really cool to hear this comedic actor being in a movie like this as well, at least providing the voice. I liked how the movie felt like a new interpretation of the characters. I know not a lot of people might have been a huge fan of that idea. Especially someone like me who hasn't really seen any of the cartoons, hasn't seen any of the previous movies, just to see how they would make characters like this, because they were all genetically they were just made in a lab, And that's how they got all big and ginormous turtles and doing ninja skills. I really liked some of the action scenes. I thought that they were very good, even though it seemed like mostly CGI. I didn't see a single base explosion, at least in comparison to some of his previous movies, so I'm assuming that he didn't have much of an influence on the way this movie was as far as, who was chosen to be actors. But I definitely found that there even weren't that many joking moments, but some parts were still laughable, and I liked all of the shots in the snowy scenes that they had. I thought those shots are very well done as well. However, some of the slow motion that they did, I felt it was just very unnecessary at some parts. But it didn't completely take me out of the movie. I just felt like, they were just doing it for the 3D effect. I also loved the fact that the performance capture of the turtles, I thought that was very cool too. Overall, surprisingly, I would say this movie wasn't what I exactly expected, but that's coming from someone who obviously hasn't seen any of the previous movies, and I just wanted to watch this movie for what it was. And I can't say that I am a huge fan of TMNT, but I know a lot of people out there are, so I don't think I will see this movie again anytime soon. But if you have seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, what did you think of it? How does it compare to any of the previous cartoons or movies? And who is your favorite character? What did you think of Megan Fox in this movie? As always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates, come back every Fred Chill Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys later.